So, have you had this happen to you yet? If not, chances are you will. Stick around. In this video, I'm going to show you my quick fix for it. All right, well, like anything, if you're going to address a problem, you're going to understand what's causing the problem. If you take a look here, you can see that the strut here is extended higher than where it connects. So even if I were to push this up, this knob or little button that it's connected to would actually be lower, which means that essentially the strut is hyperextended past the distance it needs to hold the door open. So that's the first part of the problem. The next part of the problem is inside this door, it's actually a particle board. And these fasteners, which are self-tapping metal screws, which really aren't the right tool for the job, are in there, and they get a little bit of bite on the particle board. But then, as this pushes up, it puts a little bit of strain, and then you close the door, and it releases it, or puts more on, and over time, that's just going to pull against the particle board and weaken the particle board until it eventually fails. So the fix is to remove this, figure out what the highest point is that the door will open, and then readjust the bracket so that it is flush when the strut is fully extended. Thereby, all the force will be consumed by holding it up and won't be pushing against this, forcing this weak fastener out. And the way that I'm going to replace these fasteners is, instead of going to the particle board directly, I have some leftover things here. Got these little plastic inserts from another project I was doing. So what I'll do is I'll remove all of this, move it up a little bit, mark the holes. I'll drill to insert these yellow inserts. And then when I put these other screws in, they will go and expand against the plastic inserts, which will expand against the particle board, and the bite will actually be into the plastic, not the particle board, and then the plastic pushes against the particle board and gives us some additional fastener strength. All right, so let's get that done. I don't know if you can see it, but this, to pop this off here, right here, you just put a screwdriver in there. You may not be able to see it on camera, but once you do it yourself, you'll see. You just kind of loosen this up, pull that up, and then this should pop right off once you get it released enough. There you go. So I do now, what I'm going to do is, this is the fully extended, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but take my word for it. That's the fully extended position. So if you can see, there is where it would be straight. And you can see this is where the edge of it was before. And now the edge is moved up easily 3/4 of an inch. So I'll just make sure that that's lined up perpendicular there, right? So that it's not offset. That, I might be able to bring this up just a little bit more so it's tight. And I think that's about where it is. So I'll take my marker here. I'll mark the holes. There's 1, 2, 3. Those on the white might be difficult to see, but I'll mark them with black if I can't see them. I can just barely see them, yeah. There's one right there, and one right there. I'll get my black Sharpie, and I'll do it with that too. Again, I can line up this one because I know where it is, and then I'll line up, there you go, and there you go. So I think that one's right about there. All right, so as you can see, this door is about 1 3/8 thick. So I want to make sure that the screws and the inserts I'm using are not that long so that they don't pop through the other side. I am going to have to drill a little bit of a hole to get the insert in. So what I've done is I've measured on the drill bit the length that I need to go, which is just about an inch. You can see it there, just about an inch. I'm going to actually go a little bit narrower than that maybe, or let's see. So there's the screw. That's the worst the screw's going to get. And the insert is going to be right about there. So I'm going to just go a little short of where I marked on the drill here. And I'll open up that hole, the 3 of them, and then I'll put the inserts in. And I think the inserts call for a 3/16 hole to be open. I'm going to go a little tighter than that just to start off with an 11/64, see if that'll work better to start with. You can see the particle board coming right out. Going real slow. Drill bit's a little weak, apparently. It's a little, oh. Perfect, okay, so it didn't go through. That was a little scary though. I'm gonna remeasure that, make sure that I'm still okay. All right, that's fine. Didn't go through, perfect. There's that other one right there. I'm not pushing too hard. I'm letting the drill do the work so I don't pop through. This bit's pretty dull, so I'm gonna go up to the other bit that's not as dull as this. Sharper bit made all the difference. Okay, let's see if they'll fit now. Yeah, there you go. I'll be able to tap that in. Okay, cool. That one should be all set. There you go. Okay, and then that. Okay. That's gonna rattle the camera. All right. All right, let's see how this works. We got that one in. One of those, the holes might be a little bit off, but I should still be able to grab it. All right. See? Boom. Then this clip goes back down. All right, there you go. See how it works? Beautiful. And you can see there's no giving that now. Let's see. All right, there it is, nice and aligned. You can see there's no giving that at all now. That should last a while. You can see how far off it was. That's a good. All right, so there you have it. Let me recap in a couple minutes. All right, as usual, I got a couple updates. As I was making it, I learned a few things. First off, stop collars for the drill bits. You should really get those. I got a link down below. You can get a whole set for like $9 to $20 on Amazon, a bunch of different ones. So that, you hook that up to the drill bit, right? And you crank it on with a hex screw, and then if you go and you're drilling, it'll set the depth so you don't punch through the other side. I didn't punch through the other side on mine, but it could have happened easily without one of those. The next thing is you saw the notes in there. I was calling it particle board. I really don't know what's inside that door, but it is something like a particle board or insulation material, something like that. It's definitely fairly porous and stuff. So it doesn't have a lot of grip. The metal may be enough to give it some grip there, but those screws strip out if you try to tighten them too much. Not the new ones I put in, but the existing ones. Those would strip out really easy because I actually did that trying to tighten them. And that's what made me want to repair it correctly. The next thing is, because I'm not sure what the material is inside there, they did put some white caulking or some type of material on the original installation. So I used some black acrylic waterproof stuff and I filled in those little holes. I didn't show that on the video, but that's something you want to do just in case moisture gets in there. If it is particle board, it'll expand and make a mess of things. So make sure you do that. All right, so as usual, thank you for watching. If you got value from this, please like it. And if you like this kind of content, please hit subscribe. And if you think anybody else will get value from this video, please share it out to them. All right, until next time, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.